I'm on track to make $280,000. It would have been $520.
So I had to take security to the gate and with my gun to the gate and had a face-off with him.
Does your mom know you work at a brothel?
No, they're Mormon, so I'm nervous.
So what about this video?
Hey, what's your name?
I'm Matt. What's your name?
Nice to meet you. I'm Dace. Have you ever been here before? Well, would you like to see the place? It's a free tour.
Do you get a lot of married guys?
Where does your wife think you are right now? I didn't tell anyone where I was going or what I was doing. And he put the money on the nightstand. And he closed the door, but he didn't lock it. Sorry, it's hot in here.
Thank you. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Dace.
Matt, nice to meet you. You look so pretty.
Thank you.
I love the dress on you. You look gorgeous, so angelic.
Anyone else coming in? All right.
So our PRT is probably gonna hang out in here.
Okay.
Probably door closed.
Yeah, I would do
Yeah,
door
just because customers are walking by.
Do you mind if I sit on bed with you?
Good.
I feel like I'm not paying for this, but I'm a man sitting on a bed with you. Oh my gosh. Ooh, this bed is comfy.
Yeah, it is actually, and the pillows are comfy too. This is actually the room where I don't see that many clients. The suites are where I mostly see people. If you pay under a certain amount, we come in here for a wham bam, thank you ma'am. And if you pay over a certain amount, I show you a nice time. We go to a suite.
If any of these suites are booked, the customer and the lady has access to the pool and the hot tub.
Nice.
This is our cowboy suite. Ooh, it feels good in here.
Ooh, it does. Ooh, this is a nice room.
Yes, this is our Western cowboy suite.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then we just redid our Asian suite. We just opened it last week. So this is just redone. This is our Asian suite. This one is really good if we have somebody come in a wheelchair because the beds are so high in the bedrooms. So no matter what amount he spends, I rather him in here so it's a little bit safer.
Oh yeah, totally. That's
so we
smart.
do have another room 9 that is wheelchair accessible as well. It has bars in the bathroom. And it's a big open space and it has a chair in there for them as well. The last one is the Spanish Villa.
The Spanish Villa. I like the
My
sound of
favorite
that.
one.
This is your favorite?
Yeah.
Ooh, I love this one.
So my brother-in-law actually did that headboard
I
all by
love.
hand too.
Beautiful. How long have you been doing this for?
Feels like my whole life.
How old are you? Do you mind me asking?
No, I'm 27. This is 27.
Yes, and it's damn good 27.
Thank you.
And you've been doing it for like 4 years, 3 years, 2
I've been
years?
doing it in the brothel setting for 6 years. The first time I ever accepted money for sex, I was 18.
How did you find yourself in that situation?
Sorry, it's hot in here. I was broke as shit, first of all. I was going to cosmetology school during the day, which was like 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then I was working 4:30 to 11 p.m. Then I would drive an hour home, get as much sleep as I could, get up and go to beauty school again. And I was lonely, so I was on this dating app. This guy that I would never go out with propositioned me, and his first message, he was like, look, I know you'd never give me a second glance, but like, I'll pay you this amount of money if you'll have sex with me, basically.
How much was it? Do you mind saying?
Yeah, I think it was $300. So I got his phone number and I called him, and I don't know what I was looking for, but I thought over the phone I was going to be able to tell if he was a good person or not. I was so nervous. I was like, you're not going to kill me, are you? You're not going to kill me. And I didn't get creepy vibes, so I was like, okay, fucking do it. And he's like, okay, meet me at the Dace Inn. I didn't tell anyone where I was going or what I was doing. And he put the money on the nightstand, and he closed the door, but he didn't lock it. And we had sex, awkward, quiet sex with me laying there like a plank. And afterwards he was like, that was great. Can I see you like twice a week? Can this be like our regular thing? And I was stoked on it. Okay, I was like, hell yeah, like $600 a week for that. Like fucking that was 10 minutes. Like, fuck yeah.
And you've always been like a very sexual person.
Always. I mean, I was playing with myself before I even knew
what it was. It just felt good to be doing it. And I knew to stop doing it when someone was around because it wasn't appropriate.
Right.
But like,
But you didn't know like what it was. You just go, this feels good.
no, but by the time I got to be like 11 or 12 years old, I mean, not to be disgusting, but like every phallic shaped thing in my house had its day in my pussy. My parents would be appalled. Like,
I thought you were gonna say turned you on. I thought you were gonna say like every wait, it's straight up in there.
straight up in there. All the Sharpies.
Did you grow up with like a religious family or anything, or like did they know what you're doing?
They know what I'm doing now. Not because of this. They know what I'm doing since I started working here. They've always known.
How'd you tell them?
I just said it straight out.
You said, I'm working at a brothel?
Well, I'm working at a brothel now, and my mom went quiet on the phone, and I said, well, you know, I didn't ask you for money or anything, and I'm still not asking you for money, so she was like, I understand. And then the next year, they asked me for some money.
Because you guys make a lot of money here.
We do.
But you're giving a lot to the house, right?
50%. So this year, I'm on track to make $280,000. It would have been 520, you know?
Still a lot of money, though.
Yeah, that's still a damn lot of money.
Damn.
For me, with no education and no, like, you know, I don't want to say no skill set, but I've never been trained to do anything properly.
You grew up with very little money, right?
Very poor.
How has life changed for you now that you are not very poor at all? In fact,
I
you're
went
wealthy.
through a period where I spent my money faster than I made it. And I made all the mistakes. And now I don't spend any of my money. I give it all to my financial advisor. I spend barely anything on clothes. I don't get designer anything. I don't have a nice car, but it's paid off.
Smart. I was curious to find out how Dace found the Mustang Ranch in the first place.
I was in a really bad situation. We won't get into that, but I was like...
With like a man.
Oh yeah, with a man.
And it was abusive.
So abusive.
Physically.
Physically, emotionally, like...
Was that the first time that you had been abused in a relationship before?
Oh no. If you're a girl who's in this industry, I would say 9 times out of 10, you've been sexually abused in your life. I know I have. I think that I let every man in every relationship I was with walk all over me just for their attention because I was so hungry for it. Anyone's love and attention, I'm still like that to this day. And it's like the part of me that I have to placate the most. He moved out. I was having to pay like $1,500 a month rent on my own. I was working midnights at a gun factory in Colorado. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather suck dick than this any day. I was gonna dance. Like, I'm not gonna dance for 12 hours a day and have men sit there and fucking beat off on the floor for $20.
Yeah.
So let's see where I can suck dick for a living. And the Mustang Ranch popped up. And the application was, why do you want to do this for a living? 1 paragraph and 3 pictures, face, body, you in nice clothes.
Hey, what's your name?
I'm Matt. What's your name?
Nice to meet you. I'm Dace.
Nice to meet you. You're
Welcome
beautiful.
to the Mustang Ranch. Thank you.
You know, I'm just here hanging out.
Have you ever been here before?
It's my first time.
Well, would you like to see the place? It's a free tour.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you start the free tour.
Yeah. And then they walk around the house for 5 minutes with you and watch your ass jiggle. Then they're hooked.
You have to get tested before you start working, right?
Yes. And it is a vial of blood, a vaginal, and an anal swab.
And then once you're cleared, you are, I don't want to use the word stuck, but you're in this house until you are out, right?
Yes. The only reason I would go out of this house is to go on an errand with our security or our driver. And they're with you the whole time. So they're like babysitting you, really.
We don't use that term.
Okay.
So
Good to know.
Let me explain.
Yes.
So a lot of people that don't understand our business use that lockdown term. A lot of the other brothels will let the girls come in, work, and go home at night. Now, I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if she went to see a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a customer, and now she just compromised her STD test. All our ladies are tested every 7 days. If this lady wants to go into town, absolutely. I've got a driver for her for 5 days a week. So she can take this driver, go to Walmart, go to her hair, get her nails done, come back in still medically clear and be working. If she wants to go on her own, they can leave any time of the day, but they'll have to come back and see a doctor and then re-clear. And I'm going to tell you, there's never been an STD from a brothel, knock on wood, ever.
Just waiting to clear tomorrow at noon, which I don't have a booking. I have a lunch date with someone who always comes here to have lunch with me, and occasionally we'll see each other, but he just always comes for lunch.
Do they pay you for that too?
Sometimes.
Or buy you lunch or something? Or what is that situation?
They can buy us lunch here, but we also just, like, I can order the same food in the back for free, so I feel bad making them pay for it for my lunch, you know.
So you guys get free food here too?
Some of the food is free, and if you make over a certain amount of money every day, all of your food is free.
Do you make over that certain amount of money?
Every day.
Are you one of the top earners here?
That's a question for the madams.
Are there any girls that come in here and literally don't get a booking?
No, not that I've seen, and there have been some real hot messes up in here.
But everyone has a type, and maybe that's someone's type.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have a lot of guys that come back to you because you're so warm and caring that they like fall in love with you?
I have a lot of regulars and a lot of regular turnover. Usually it'll get to a point in the relationship between myself and a client where they're like legitimately in love with me, and they're like, well, I want to know your name and I want to see you outside of here, and there's got to be more than this. I'm like, no, this is all this is. You built this family.
Has there ever been more than that? Have you ever met a guy outside of the brothel?
Not yet, but there was a time I really wanted to.
But are you not allowed to do that?
It's illegal.
What do you mean?
For us to see a client outside of the house, I can't prove that we didn't have sex, and he can't prove that he didn't pay me for the sex, and so it's assumed we're in an illegal situation.
Because you had paid to have sex in a legal situation, and now you're hanging out outside.
They don't know what we're doing and what we're doing it for, on what terms exactly. So in every case, it's assumed that that's what you're doing, that you're stealing a client from the house.
Do you ever have a guy that comes to you a lot and then all of a sudden goes to a different girl?
Yeah, I've had regulars, and they'll come in and I'll be like, you know, you stand up and you're like, hi, and he's like, oh, actually I'm here for so-and-so today. I'm like, okay, was it anything I did, you know? Like, but I don't ask them that.
Are you the PM or the AM shift this time?
I am the AM shift always.
So do you get a lot of like truck drivers? Or, like, what is the kind of guy that is coming in at 10 in the morning and looking for something?
Mostly the kind of guy that's coming in at 10 in the morning is the school teacher on his way back home.
Oh.
From his trip visiting his parents in Nevada. And he just stopped in for a little 10 a.m. beer and some sex.
Do you get a lot of married guys?
Absolutely. And you can always tell, even if they're wearing a ring or not, or if they're in a relationship or not. I just have this sixth sense. And in the middle of fucking them, I'm just like, where does your wife think you are right now? Or like, where does your girlfriend think you are right now? And they get this look on their face, and they're like, oh, visiting my parents. Some of them are like really great guys. And in my head, I'm like, you rat bastard. Yeah. If I was at home waiting for you right now.
What are the things you look for? Like, you walk into a bar, you see 10 guys. How are you going to pick one guy to go to?
Fat friend.
The fat friend.
Yeah, he's got the most money and the least pussy in his life.
So it's actually not even like the most attractive person you're going to go to. It's more of like the least attractive person you're going to...
Sometimes. If I've had a good day and I've made my money, I'm looking to fuck somebody.
Yes. And you find the hottie and you're like, you know what? I already made my money. I'm going to have some fun right now.
Yeah, like whatever you got in your wallet, we're about to have a good time.
Do you think there's like longevity to this career though? Like, do you have a game plan as to what you want to do after this? Or are you just kind of riding the wave?
This is it. This is my whole life. When I'm too old to work, I'll be the madam of this brothel.
So like Tara?
Exactly. I want to be under Tara and Jennifer as long as they want to be in management, and when they would like to gracefully bow out decades from now,
you'll be there.
I'll be there.
When did you feel like you realized that this is my passion?
Almost 6 months after I first started working here. I was like, I feel alive. I feel most myself. And I don't give a shit who thinks whatever about it. Because this is what I'm meant to be doing. This is where I help people.
With their sexual awakening.
Mm-hmm. Just last week, we had an autistic man came in here who was 35-ish years old. He lost his virginity, and he had the time of his life, and now he can go through his life, and he's not wondering what all these people are talking about and whispering and cackling about. Now he's in on it, you know? And that's like the biggest gift he could have given himself.
We still have a couple episodes left of my time at Mustang Ranch, and I am so happy that you all have been enjoying them. In the future episodes, we will spend time in the brothel's hair salon, meet a couple more of the ladies, one who was on the cover of Playboy, and we will be closing the series diving deep into the dangers of working on the streets versus at the Mustang Ranch.
I have a pimp.
This is a fish hook game, and that's what they were trying, or he was trying to do. He was trying to pull her.
I hope you're subscribed, and I will see you next week.